All right, let's jump right into this explainer. I want you to imagine waking up tomorrow morning, right? But there's absolutely no electricity, no gas, no lighters, none of those modern comforts we've all just kind of grown accustomed to.
Without any of those handy tools, do you think humanity could rebuild civilization from absolute scratch? You see, way before we had sprawling cities, complex machines, or smartphones, there was this one singular piece of technology that changed literally everything. So you've got to wonder, how did our early ancestors actually survive the freezing cold and the pitch black night? To figure that out, we've got to rewind the clock over 1,000,000 years, back to when humans were trying to make it in a pretty unforgiving world.
For the vast majority of human history, we were foragers. Basically, that means early humans lived totally at the mercy of nature, just surviving day to day purely by gathering wild plants and hunting. That is, until one defining absolute game changer of a moment.
Picture this, a massive storm rolls in, lightning strikes, and a terrifying wildfire sparks. But instead of running away in a total panic, early Homo erectus did something completely wild. They actually approached it and they captured the flame.
It's incredible when you think about it. Instead of just fearing nature's raw, destructive power, we started to actively control it. By carefully, just gently blowing on those wild embers, they kept the flame alive. Suddenly, the dangerous, dark night actually became manageable.
But hold on a second. Before our ancestors could just whip up a roaring fire on demand, they had to crack the basic natural science behind it. So, what exactly is fire anyway?
Well, think of it like a simple recipe. You need 3 essential ingredients, what we call the fire triangle. You've got your fuel, like wood or dry bark. You need a heat source, and you absolutely must have oxygen. This is exactly why blowing on dying embers makes them blaze right back up. You're just feeding them that crucial oxygen.
And eventually, humans figured out how to provide their very own heat source, using just friction. They came up with these ingenious, totally brilliant tools, like the bow drill, that could generate enough heat to complete that fire triangle completely on demand. Actually, I'm really curious. How many thousands of years do you think it took early humans to go from capturing lightning fires to figuring out how to start one from scratch using friction? Take a guess and let us know down in the comments.
Now, why was fire humanity's absolute greatest invention? Because once we could control it, it didn't just beat back the darkness. It quite literally changed human biology. Think about the shift here. Cooking our food made it so much easier to digest, which unlocked this massive, unprecedented amount of nutrition. And that sudden, huge surplus of energy, it directly fueled the evolutionary growth of much larger, more complex human brains.
But it wasn't just about the food. The campfire essentially became the birthplace of community. Sitting shoulder to shoulder in that warm glow, safe from predators, early humans began sharing ideas, passing down knowledge, and it acted as a massive catalyst for human language. And we got pretty smart about it too. Humans learned to engineer their resources, figuring out things like piling logs in an asterisk shape to naturally push unburnt wood right to the center. Or they'd split pine logs to make these incredibly efficient, long-lasting log candles to get through the night.
Okay, so we know fire gave us bigger brains and language, which is amazing. But how do we get from roasting a meal in a cave to building actual cities?
The secret ingredient here is extreme heat. Reaching those super high temperatures allowed us to extract crucial metals, like silver, gold, and especially iron, from rocky ores buried deep underground. And let's be real, without metal, you just can't build a civilization.
This absolute mastery of extreme heat created a massive domino effect. It paved the way for refining oil, powering heavy engines, and fueling global industries. From that one single ancient spark, we basically forged the entire modern world.
All right, let's quickly recap our 5 key takeaways.
Number 1, fire was captured from lightning over 1,000,000 years ago. 2, it requires fuel, heat, and oxygen. 3, cooked food built larger human brains. 4, campfires sparked language and collective learning. And 5, extreme heat unlocked metals, which ultimately forged civilization.
If you enjoyed this explainer and learned something new today, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hey, tell us in the comments what crucial survival skill you want to see explained next.
But wait, before you go, remember that even with the warmth of a fire and the safety of a camp, early humanity absolutely could not survive more than a few days without securing one other vital resource: Join us next time on this explainer as we dive into the incredible ingenuity behind how early humans found, secured, and purified safe drinking water in a really dangerous world. Could you survive out there without a tap? Think about that until next time.